What's going on? KC
What
Bills
is
backers.
what is going on, Zach? What is going on? It is your boy Dirty Randy here, and I have landlord Matt with me. He is here to enjoy himself, as you can see. Uh, but we are live, and we're here to talk about the schedule. I'm pretty stoked. Let's jump right into it.
I don't know if
And
anybody
now
knows this, but I just saw we're playing on Thanksgiving. I didn't even know that. Just
well,
kidding. I think we all saw the schedule release happening throughout the day. Just kind of sporadically.
you have jumped the gun so hard.
I'm sorry. I was so excited.
We got people wondering about it. Hold on one sec. About to go live. We are going to get this going. About to go live. One sec. We are live, but we haven't gotten the link out yet. So that's going to take me a second here to get that link going. And just making sure that I've got the right link. And I do. Oh my gosh, look at us.
Hey, we're doing it. First time.
We're doing the thing. So forgive us, everyone. This is our first ever live chat. I'm going to, how do I share this? Is there, okay, there we go. Share, copy link, post. Let me go to our original post to the giveaway. I'm going to retweet, quote, tweet. We are live. Boom,
Yes.
boom, paste, tweet. Okay, wow, that was a lot of work. So we're live to talk about them Bills and the schedule release. Don't mind my landlord Matt here, who is also a Chiefs fan. He's not really. He's actually not a football fan at all. If you've ever listened to our descriptors,
John.
But Newt is here too. So here comes Big Newt.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Can y'all hear me okay? I don't know why my earpieces are working. Can y'all hear me?
You sound great, Newt.
Awesome.
You sound
What's
great.
going on, fellas?
Dude, I'm just here, man. I'm excited. Schedule's been released. We're ready to rock and roll. We're figuring this thing out kind of together right now because this is our first ever live stream. I do see everyone's chats in YouTube, so I appreciate that. Mostly Zach's family so far, but I appreciate it. Hey, look at that. X lot again for the tailgate. You know what? It hasn't been decided yet, but yeah, probably. I thought that was fun. So that's going to be. So I'll go ahead and show that. Adam Ritter was asking X lot again for the tailgate. I'm sure we'll have something going. Corey Nugent, what up? Welcome to the stream. So bear with us. First time ever doing a live stream. I'm trying to maintain my anonymity here. So this is anonymous anonymous Randy. But here we are. So the schedule just got launched. Let's just go right down it.
Yeah.
Week 1, which has been, that's been out since this morning, but week 1, we got the Steelers. I want to hear your thoughts. So if you could give me 2 to 3 minutes or 2 minutes on your thoughts. Week 1, Steelers coming up to Buffalo. Go ahead and give me those thoughts.
It's beautiful, man. A lot of people were critical about it. I know there was a lot of rumors of us traveling to Tampa Bay or maybe going to New Orleans week 1. I like the Steelers game. Come home. We can celebrate our 13-3 season last year in front of our home fans. I think the way it's trending now, it's going to be a packed stadium. Hopefully the governor of New York allows us to party and celebrate that week 1 like it should be, man. One of the best seasons we've had in decades. So I enjoyed the Steelers matchup for the simple fact I think we're going to monkey stomp them. You know that you listen to my podcast, the Jamie D and Big New Show. That's my moniker. We're gonna monkey stomp them. We got a winning streak going against them, and I love it. I think we're gonna punch them in the mouth out the gate. They got Najee Harris in the draft. That's fine. We're gonna shut down the run, and then Ben, he's gonna look old, which he is, and he's gonna realize that this game might have passed him by. So I'm enjoying that matchup. We're early 6.5 point favorites, and I like it.
I love it, man. Zach, what do you think about this game?
Yeah. I couldn't be more ecstatic. 1 o'clock game. That's perfect for us because honestly, I want to be able to enjoy opening day of football season. And that is such a Billsy game to just get to play at home at 1 o'clock or noon here locally, which is great just to be able to enjoy it. And I think we can come out there and dominate, hopefully, is what my thought is. I mean, we're looking at an aging Ben Roethlisberger, who they added a running back in the first round. I just don't really know how that's going to work out in their favor if they're going to have improved that much more to be able to beat us. I've got us winning that game. It's going to be a good one.
All right, so now we bring it down to Dirty Randy and Landlord Matt here to bring the mood down. So
Can't say I'm going to bring your mood down too much.
No, you can't. Okay, you can't bring the mood down. Am I going to be the negative Nancy? Unsuspected, right?
I'll start off then.
Then let's let Matt go.
Pittsburgh sucks. Simple as that, Randy. Pittsburgh sucks. Ben Roethlisberger's aging, as Zach said. Okay, they added a running back. That does not help that defense. We saw them go, 12-0 last year, only to falter going into the playoffs, only to get absolutely destroyed in the playoffs. You're going to see the same thing. I think we go as far as Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat week 4.
Wow. Okay. And we got Tony Legends chiming in here. I want to get some engagement from our YouTubers here. So thanks for stopping in, guys. Tony Legends, Steelers O-line's depleted, bring the pass rush. I'm going to agree with you on those, on all of the facts that you just said. Here's my concern. My concern is you have Ben Roethlisberger, who is old, but it's the beginning of the season. I want to play the Steelers after week 14, if you know what I mean, when he's banged up even more. Now I hope that that's the case. And I still think this is a Bills win, but I do think this is a closer game than we think. So that is week 1, Buffalo, which we've all known about since 8 a.m. this morning, 7 a.m. if you live in Kansas City. Let's talk about Miami, week 2. Miami at Miami, 1 o'clock game again. You've got to love those 1 o'clock games. This will be Sunday, September 19th. Let's go back to Newt for this one. Newt, what are you thinking?
That one worries me. I think Miami made a lot of improvements this offseason along with what they did in the draft. I think they have one of the better drafts out of the league. It's in Miami. It's going to be hot as Hades. That might be – I haven't looked at the whole schedule yet. We just know the rumors and stuff. I know it's out now. I'm waiting for it to pop up. But I would probably have us maybe losing that game. It's going to be hot. We got to go to Miami. That's always a tough place to play, not because of the fans, but just the nightlife. Those guys get down there on Friday night, Saturday night. They're going to be out a little bit. So I worry about that game. So I think we might drop that one early on.
All right. Let's take it to Zach.
Yeah, so Big Newt's got a good point. I mean, it's going to be hot, but I don't think that's going to stop this Bills team. I think, our pass rush is young. We added some key pieces there. Yes, Miami's added quite a few pieces in this draft, which I was impressed by their draft as a whole. But it doesn't worry me. I think we are going to beat them handily, is what I hope. But honestly, I'm going to sit here as a homer and probably sit here and pick us to win all 17 games because we'll be the first team to go ahead and win 17. So I got us winning this game.
All right. Landlord Matt, what do you think?
I agree with it, pretty much everything that both these two have said. Miami's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be a lot closer than the Steelers game, we'll put it this way. A lot closer than the Steelers game. You look at what Miami did versus the Bills last year, especially in that first game. It was a little bit more of a nail biter than you thought it was going to be. They have improved within the draft, like Zach said, but Bills will overcome and they will win that game.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up an Adam Ritter comment here because I do agree with you, Adam. They'll literally fly in, go to the hotel, and go to meetings. I do agree. I think the distraction of the Miami nightlife is a little bit overplayed. I don't think it's going to be as much of an issue. Now, I am worried about Miami, and I have the Bills splitting with Miami this year. So I'm going to call this one a win for the Bills, but I think you should be a little bit nervous about this team. Miami's not going to be the cakewalk it was last year. They're not the Jets of years past. This will be a talented team. The question is, does the quarterback have enough juice? And now we know that Allen has it. Can Tua take that leap? That'll be interesting. So next on our big old list of games we have here is the return of Ryan Fitzmagic to Buffalo. Love me some Fitzy, but God, I hope he loses. Newt, please tell me he loses.
I think so. I love Fitz. I wish we would have got him as our backup. I wish him well, except when we play him. I think we'll get that win. I like their defense, but I think we'll get that win. Our second win. Our second game at home. I think we'll be able to pull it out, man.
Yeah, I completely agree on that. I think this is going to be a team that they're just not where Buffalo is as far as being championship caliber. And the Bills have showed us this last year. And I think Josh Allen and this team has learned from last season, just like they learned from that game in Arizona. They learned from Kansas City as well. And I think they can come out and easily beat this Washington team, especially with the pieces we've added and most importantly, the pieces that we have allowed to return to this team. We have kept 22 starters we got to retain, which is awesome. So yeah, that's my thought on Washington.
Landlord Matt. Now, just to point out here before Landlord Matt goes, he's wearing his KC hat because his girlfriend's a Chiefs fan, and his Bills backer shirt because his tenant is a Bills fan. So he's my neutral party. So,
for all the viewers, I'm originally a Rams fan prior to the LA move, so I'm what we'd call neutral in this.
Are you from St. Louis?
I am from St. Louis. I could MF Cronky this entire live stream if you wanted me to, but that's not what we're doing here. We'll save that for another live stream.
I grew up in St. Louis myself.
We will be talking, Big Newt.
All right,
but
that sounds good, landlord.
For now, I'm going to give my take on Washington. They're a rebuilding football team. The NFC East sucks every year as it is, so if the Bills don't wash over these guys, I'd be stunned. It would be the upset of the year for Washington if it does not happen. Bills win.
So, question from Adam here: who'd you follow before they weren't who'd you follow before St. Louis? Matt's. I don't think they were in St. Louis.
So Adam, I was pretty young. St. Louis, they showed a lot of Niners games. I was 5 or 6 years old when the Rams came in. I came in at the best time. You know, we sucked for a little bit, then all of a sudden won a Super Bowl, and then we were pretty good for a little bit, and then we sucked for a decade. So it's
right.
It's been the Rams. It's been the Rams, and that's about it. Dirty Randy over here has got me to really enjoy the Bills because they're very similar to the St. Louis Blues in the fact that it's been so long since they've been to the promised land. They never won. Blues did in 2019. I thought last year was going to be the Bills' year. Maybe this year's it.
All right. So I'm not going to be the Debbie Downer here. I agree. I think Washington is a team that is on a rebuild. I love me some Fitzy, and I think he'll show some sparks. But just like he did last year, I think Fitzy has an allegiance to the Bills Mafia, and we'll make sure that we get that W, probably with a crippling interception in the third or fourth quarter. Next on our list of games, we're flying, guys. We're almost through the first. Oh no, it used to be the first quarter of the season, but now there's 17 games. So it's like, I don't know, would that be 3/5? I'm not good at math, guys. But we got
8 quarters.
8 quarters. We got we got the Texans. Now we're about to get into the meat of the schedule here. We got the Houston Texans coming up, followed by 2 primetime games, and we'll get into those in a second. But we got the Houston Texans. Sorry, my neighbor's dog's going off there. Houston Texans coming off. What are you thinking, Newt?
Once again, another monkey stomp. If we don't kill them at home, I'm going to be very upset. Right now, I don't know. Is this a PG show? I shouldn't use profanity, should I?
We try to keep it relatively PG, but you know what? It's the internet, so whatever you got to say.
I'm going to break it. I'm going to break it at some point, Newt.
Okay, this is an ish show down in Houston. Okay, it's an ish show. All right, they got rid of J.J. Watt. They traded away my man D-Hop. Their quarterback is getting massages and stuff. I don't know what's going on with that. He wants out. So I can't possibly. They signed my boy Tyrod. I wish him well too. But yeah, I think I want Tyrod to have a Tyrod day against us where he throws for like 80 yards and a touchdown. And, we pretty much hold him in check. I think that's going to definitely be a win. And we're going to come out of the proverbial first quarter of the season. I'm horrible at math. But the old time quarter of the season, we're going to come out of it 3-1.
Yeah, I completely agree with what Corey's saying here. Depleted team in Houston. That's obvious with what they've done down there. And I think this is a Josh Allen revenge game from his first playoff loss. I think he's still bitter about it. And I think he's going to come out angry and throwing the ball well, especially at a home game. I think this has got to be a game we win. I think we're 4-0 at this point going into Kansas City. I think somebody said that earlier in the comments. Adam did. I agree. 4-0.
This is a crap Houston team in a crap division with a crap coach, with a crap offense, with a crap defense. If the Bills do not come out here, if Allen doesn't throw 5 touchdowns, I'm going to be upset. Bills win this one easy.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to have to go with what my landlord says here, and it's not just because the rent is due in a week, but yeah, I mean, I don't see any way, and again, Adam brought this up. We're all assuming that Watson's not going to be playing. I don't see a way in which Watson will be playing with all of the legal issues that he has right now. To me, this is a clear cut. It should be a Bills win. It's going to be the Bills versus Watson's backup. Which did we just say that is Tyrod?
Newt did, and I kind of laughed at the 80 yards and a touchdown. Like, it's kind of funny that you think he'd throw a touchdown.
Oh man, the shade is being thrown tonight, folks. So then we come to the first true test of the season. We've got free my boy Watson. We've got the Buffalo Bills coming to Kansas City, my new hometown, on Sunday Night Football in Week 5. Who do you got, Newt?
Well, now I'm looking at the game. Right, I'm looking at the Kansas City game and the next game as a pair. I think we'll split that. Which game we win, I really don't care. Both of them are going to be on prime time, as long as we get one of them. So I will say that we're probably going to drop that game in Kansas City. Once again, I don't know if we figured out yet until I see us play if we have anything for Travis Kelce. We got to figure out a way to contain him and Hill. I think that's going to be difficult. It's going to be on prime time in Kansas City. Once again, I'm from St. Louis originally, and going back to that landlord, that shows the difference in our age. Because you talked about how they came in your adolescence. Well, I was already going to college. I was already going to college at Missouri Western State up there by you when the Rams came. So during my adolescence, like when I was a young kid, we had the St. Louis Cardinals, and they left in like 84. And so from like 84, 85 to 95, when I was growing up, then we didn't have a team. That's when I became a Bills fan. So that's a history on Big Newt. But
Newt, how was Super Bowl I?
I'm not that old. I'm old, but I ain't that old. All right. But yeah, I think we're going to drop that one, man. I think we're going to drop that one and move to 3-2.
Yeah, Corey, again, I've got to agree with you on this. I think this is going to be a tough game, and I'm looking at it. Are we going to get screwed like we did last year? Are they going to switch Tennessee in the Chiefs game with us like what happened before? I know we had Chiefs on Thursday night, and then they end up pushing it back, and we end up playing the Titans when we were expecting to play the Chiefs, and that was a mess. I think this is our first game we lose. I think Kansas City is going to be a test. And if you want my opinion, of course, I want us to win this game. I'm going to be at this game, and I'm going to be cheering hard. And you Bills fans that are going to be there, you better leave with no voice. That's all I got to say. I'm excited for that one. I think the Bills have the chance if they can generate that pass rush. with it being week 5, maybe we can get the pass rush going by that point. Groot can come out and do what he's going to do best for us. But you know, we'll see. I mean, I'm excited for Epinesa too. So come out there and put Patrick Mahomes on his back, and maybe we can come out with this win. But realistically, I think this is our first loss.
All right, I was told by landlord Matt I have to go first, and since I do pay the bills, or you know what have you, he pays the bills. I don't know how that goes. I gotta talk. I was at the AFC Championship. My headphones died, so I had to go without headphones now. I was at the AFC Championship. I don't see us. Now, this game is going to come down to 2 things, and it's not pass rush. It's going to come down to, can you figure out Tyreek Hill? And can you figure out a way to cover the middle of the field? Because I have full confidence that we're going to be able to cover other players on this Chiefs team. I don't have full the middle of the field killed us in that championship. I know because I was there. So I'm going to call this one a loss too, and I hate to do it because last year I think I called this a win, and it wasn't. So maybe I'm hexed and it'll be reversed. So hopefully that's what we think. Matt, what do you think?
Well, as a kind of forced Chiefs fan, you know, last year I talked to you about a lot about this last year, and I talked to especially the AFC Championship. I talked to a lot of Bills fans that came down to Taps on Main, where we hung out the Saturday before the AFC Championship, and I told them straight up, I was nervous about the Bills. I thought the Bills were great. I thought the Bills were on that run that they weren't going to be stopped. They were going to win the Super Bowl, and that was that. And then Cole Beasley got hurt. I'm a big Cole Beasley fan. Big Randy can attest to that. I every year I keep saying, just throw to Cole Beasley every single play. He gets 10 yards every play. Just do it 10 times. Do it 30, 40, 50 times a game. He's going to score. I think the Bills come out and they actually upset Kansas City.
Ooh.
Kansas City.
Oh,
I
wow.
think it's going to be very close. I agree with what every one of you says that Travis Kelce is going to be an absolute pain to cover. He's been proving that for years. He proved it last year. But take what they did last year when they faced Kansas City. They were not healthy at safety. They were not healthy at linebacker. They weren't healthy at running back. Not that that makes the biggest difference with that offense. But then AFC, it was championship. It was kind of the same thing. They weren't healthy all the way with their threats, a.k.a. Cole Beasley over the middle to match Travis Kelce. I think it'll be a shootout. I think it'll be something similar to what you saw with Kansas City and the Rams in Mexico City a couple of years ago. Kind of a 53-52. Whoever has the ball last takes the W. But I do think it will be the Bills.
That is the hottest take I think we've had here tonight on the schedule. So holy cow, Landlord Matt officially predicts the upset. That's a storyline, folks. Now following that storyline, and I do want to point something out here. We're playing the Houston Texans and then the Kansas City Chiefs, followed by the Tennessee Titans. Now, if you know your NFL history, you know that all 3 of those teams are supposed to be the same team. But that'll be Monday night at the Tennessee Titans. What do we think about this matchup?
I think we're going to win this game. I think it's going to be prime time at their place, and I can almost guarantee you Bills Mafia is going to take over Nashville. Everybody I talk to, this is the game they circled as the one they want to go to for their away game. We beat them last year, and so it came down to a field goal. Everybody was like, "Oh no, they cheated! Y'all didn't win that game. They just lost." So, well, not last year, the year before. I'm sorry. And so I think we're going to get them, man. I think we're going to beat them in Nashville, and that's going to move us to 4-2.
I think this is another tough game. I mean, it's back-to-back tough primetime games. And when you look at this team, we had a terrible showing versus the Titans last year. I was embarrassed. I had phone calls from everybody knowing. I mean, I'm the one Bills fan a lot of my friends know, and I was getting phone calls over and over and over again, and it was getting annoying. I had to turn off the phone. I was that pissed. But I think this is a team that can come back out of that and win the game. So I'm excited for it. I think Josh Allen's able to come out with a vengeance to prove everybody wrong. I think we win this game. At this point, I've got them 5-1.
All right, well, holy cow. I'm going to go first here because landlord Matt was refilling the beers. An important task, might I add. Nashville. So Nashville to me is a weird town, man. Nashville is a town full of non-football fans, and that's what makes it great for the away team. I went to Nashville 2 years ago, and it was a great away trip. I mean, we took that town over, and the Bills squeaked out a win. But I would not underestimate this team. They are a defensive team. They have lost a lot of talent, and Adam Ritter brings this up. They've lost a lot of talent. They've had a lot of people leave over the last year, especially this offseason. I do still think we win this game, but I don't think it'll be quite as much of a blow up as you might think with other games. It's not, we're not playing the 2019 Jets here, and Trey White will be playing, which will make a massive difference. So good points on both accounts there, Adam Ritter. With that, I'm going to hand it off to the man, the myth, the legend, landlord Matt.
As hot of a take as I gave for the week prior, I'm sorry, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a monster. He's going to run all over the Bills. He's going to make the Bills realize some spots that they're missing. And Tennessee's going to do almost exactly what they did to him last year. Maybe not as bad. Last year was pretty bad. Maybe not as bad, but they're still going to win. Tennessee is going to beat the Bills in this game. So I also have them at 5-1, Zach, going into the bye week.
Holy cow, folks. So you've got 5-1 Bills going into the bye.
I tell myself I'm not going to do this every year. I say I'm not going to be a homer, and here we are 6 games in, and I got us 5-1. I'm like, where are the losses going to be? I don't know. It's crazy. It's good to have a good football team and to have Josh Allen. That's what I got to say.
Yep.
So next game, we end up having Miami come to us on Halloween, 1:00 game. What do you think, Newt?
Win. I think, like I said earlier, I think we'll probably split with them. I think they're going to be approved, but I think we'll get them at home. I like the matchup once again, like we said earlier. I think we're going to get them. Going back to the Tennessee game real quick, because I didn't want to interrupt. Thinking about that game, remember how that went down. We didn't think we was going to even play that weekend. So we kind of went to that game not even thinking that, like you said, Randy, that T. White didn't even play, and I think it'll be a different situation this time. That's why I said it. I think we'll be able to stuff the run, and like the landlord said, he feels like Henry's going to run all over us. But this year we're going to have Scarlett Tulale. And I think with him in the middle of the defense, that's going to make Edmonds even better. So I think we'll be able to contain the run. But yeah, I think we're going to split with Miami, and then we'll get that win.
So I'm trying to look around for a broom. I'm looking for the sweep here. I think we're going to end up beating Miami here. I'm excited for it. As Corey mentioned, we do well after bye weeks. I don't know the stats. I don't have them right in front of us, but Sean McDermott does extremely well after the bye week. And he's going to have this team prepared, and they're going to show up and dominate at home in front of the home fans. So it's going to be a fun game. I think Josh Allen, bold prediction, throws for 400 yards.
I, for one, am shocked at your prediction. Shocked, I say. And yes, you are, Zach. You are the resident homer, which is ironic because you're the one who spent the most time in Missouri. I'm going to go ahead and say we win this one, but it was because I believe I said we lost the first matchup Roll the tape back, somebody. If I said we won the first one, then flip the script. I think we split with the Dolphins. Again, I just think they've become a very talented team. They've had a ton of draft picks, and I know we say this every year about the Dolphins. They've added a lot on paper, but I do feel that this year is truly different. It's all a matter of if Tua is the guy or not. So I'm calling this. I'm calling this one a loss. Landlord Matt, what do you think?
I'm sitting here in between the win, loss. Obviously, you're only two choices. I'm going to go with the W. I just don't think Tua is the guy. I don't think their run game's that great. Their defense is solid. They have improved. I said that through the first matchup. But if the Bills are going to beat Miami at Miami, the Bills are certainly going to beat Miami in Buffalo. That's not going to change. Bills are going to be 6-1.
We're not sponsored by them, so we don't show their logo. Cool. So that leads us into our next matchup, which is going to be staying in Florida. We're going to be going up against that was a home game against the Dolphins. So we'll be going back to Florida to face Trevor Lawrence, the rookie quarterback, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And is Doug Marrone still the coach of the Jaguars? Fill me in, Newt.
No. You got your boy Urban Meyer coming in. They're doing antics. They bringing in Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow ain't played football in like 10 years. He tried to play baseball, couldn't hit. He tried his hand in doing like broadcasting and analysis, and he talks so fast. He talks like he's always out of breath. I love the guy. He's a guy. He's a Christian man, God-fearing man. I love that about him. His college career was inspirational. His story is great. They're bringing him in to play tight end. Dude hasn't played in 10 years. They're doing that to get butts and seats and try to get your mind off of how bad the team is going to be the first couple of years of the Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence era. Okay, so I get it. I think we're going to monkey stomp them and it'd be no worries.
I think looking at this team, Urban Meyer knows that this locker room does not have the process that the Bills have. And I think that is the key piece of why he's bringing in Tim Tebow. He's trying to recreate what he had in Florida back in the day. Tebow won him 2 championships. So he's got a lot of trust in him to come in their locker room. But what is a 4th string tight end going to do for the locker room? We'll see. I kind of agree. I think this team is terrible. They're in that rebuilding phase. There's going to be a lot of bickering and things of that nature. This is a game the Bills are going to come out and win. Be a pretty good game. I think a lot of Bills fans will maybe want to travel to this. I'm not sure. I know in the past we had a lot of fans of Jacksonville.
So I do know that Landlord Matt has been here chuckling this whole time. He claims to have the hottest of takes on this issue. So Landlord Matt, I'm going to let you take this.
Tim Tebow lost his virginity in 2020. This is obviously a win. The man can't focus. He's finally getting laid.
You know what? I can't disagree with that. He just dropped a bomb. And I do agree. I think 4 sacks for the Bills D. So nice work there. Jeez. So I hope someone's keeping track because I'm not keeping track of what we've all scored.
I have Bills 7-1 right now.
All right. Well, I have not been keeping track at all. Next week, after we face the vaunted Jaguars, we have the New Jersey Jets. Newt, what do you got?
This is going to be hard. Now I'm getting down to the grits and gravy of the schedule. Half of me think we're going to sweep the Jets. The other half think we might split with them. Okay? I think the Jets, by this time, they're going to have the rookie starting their quarterback for them. I'm going to just say win right now because I already got us with 2 losses. So I'll say win, but this is kind of hard for me because I don't know if we're going to sweep them. I don't know if that's going to be a clean sweep. So I'll just say it's going to be a win and we'll sweep them, and they'll have us at 2 losses halfway through the schedule.
I've definitely got us winning this game. I think again we're going to sweep another division opponent. It's going to be an interesting game. Wilson, I'm going to be interested to see how he can do. There's been a lot of jokes about, he looks like a child going to prom, but walking out for the draft. I mean, he's definitely, he looks young like Allen did when Allen was drafted, but Allen would tower over him when he was drafted. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I think, they've lost some key pieces on their defense over the last few years, and they're not what they used to be. But unfortunately, they no longer have our favorite man, Adam Gase. So, but I still got it as a win.
All right, so I'm going to be the detractor here. I'm going to be the naysayer. I'll fill in Newt's role for him. I think we split with the Jets, and I do think they come out punching. I think they punch us in the mouth during this first game. And I say that because it is very hard to sweep a team. What would this be now? 3 years in a row that they've swept the Jets? That's a very difficult task. They got a new head coach. They're going to be playing hard for him. He's a defensive-minded coach. I could see this being a low-scoring loss for the Bills and kind of a disappointing loss. I'm going to guess that I'm going to come home from this game and probably tell landlord Matt that I'm very upset in some way.
And I'm going to laugh at you because it's the Jets. No. Bills are going to win. Bills are going to win because what you Bills fans refuse to look at, too, is the very end of the schedule. Week, what is it, 18 now?
That'll be week they don't show me the weeks on here.
Yeah, I mean, so the last week of the season, you face the Jets. Well, the Bills are going to have the division wrapped up by then, which means they're going to sit Allen. They're going to sit Diggs. They're going to sit Beasley. They're going to sit everybody. And the Jets will roll over the Bills in the final week of the season when it doesn't matter. No, Bills will be 8-1 after that week.
Wow. All right. And Kyle Kapreski, I love the comment there in case you missed it. I also miss Adam Gase ruining the Bills rivals. I want to extend Adam Gase indefinitely. So
I like what Adam said. Maybe he'll replace Bill Belichick. One can only hope.
Following the Jets, we have a rematch of the divisional. Well, no, this was the wild card playoff rounds. We have a rematch with the Colts. What do we think, Newt?
Man, that's what scares me, buddy. Like you said, we had a wild card weekend, and you watched that game, man. I almost had a heart attack. I was up in D.C. watching it with the D.C. Bills backers. We was at the bullpen outside. We were safely 6 feet apart from each other at our little picnic tables, man. And I was scared the whole time, man. I was scared, not only for the COVID, but what I saw on screen. So they're going to have a new quarterback at the helm. Rivers is retired, so I love Quentin Nelson, man. I think he's probably one of the best offensive linemen in the league, Notre Dame guy. I'm going to go with a win. I think it's going to be a situation where we're going to beat a good team. I'll take us to win this game.
So I've got us losing this game. It's going to be a tough one. I mean, the Colts defense is pretty great. I mean, it's going to be difficult for me, especially I'm looking at the amount of wins I have. I'm 7-1 at this point. I'm going to have them 7-2 after this week. I think that Colts defense is going to be a little bit of a challenge for Josh, just like it kind of was before. And we were slow moving in that Colts game. I was pacing a hospital room after my son was born, watching it on a tiny little TV. So it was not an enjoyable game, but I was jumping up and down and almost in tears when we won that game to see that first playoff win in my lifetime. So, I mean, I've got to have us here in a loss right now, just for sake of numbers, 7-2.
All right. Well, I'm gonna actually agree with you on this one, Zach. I think we're due for a loss at this point. The way I've been running the schedule. Now I'm also a battered Bills fan, so I'm sitting here going, I've given them 6 wins. I can't keep doing this. And the reason I think is they don't have Phillip Rivers anymore, which I think is a positive for this group. Phillip Rivers had no arm. His arm was shot. But I'm gonna let landlord Matt take it. and finish up his thoughts on this week.
I think they win. It's simple as that. Minus you, I love Phillip Rivers. I thought Phillip Rivers did very well in Indy. I was shocked that he retired. Zach, I completely agree. The defense there is sick, but I don't think they're good enough once again to go into Buffalo and beat this team. You have to figure they have to put up 40 points? And they now have Carson Wentz at the helm running a new offense. I don't see it happening. Bills win. They might not win it comfortably, but Bills win 8-1.
So I'm going to agree with Adam here. Wentz is going. I do think Wentz is going back to a system he's comfortable with. I want to make sure Adam and Corey get heard here because we do appreciate you guys tuning in live. That's much appreciated. So yeah, I just think I take Adam's side here with the sense that he's going back to a system. It sounds like Adam feels like the Bills still win this one, which is great. I love it.
I like Corey's take.
So next we have the New Orleans Saints Thursday Night Football. I'm going to step away here for a second, so please take an extended amount of time on this one. Newt.
Well, I have ties to New Orleans. I lived there for a few years. I got to always talk about it on the podcast. One of my high school teammates played 10 years with the Saints. I plan on being in New Orleans. As long as my kids don't have any activities going on, which I don't think they will, I plan on taking the family down there for their first trip to the Big Easy, man. Eat some gumbo, get some etouffee, get some beignets, hang out on Bourbon Street, and eat some Cajun turkey on Thanksgiving and head over to the Superdome that night for a victory. I think we're going to win this game because I don't believe in Teddy Bridgewater. This past year, I did not believe in
He went to Denver.
Who was that?
Bridgewater went to Denver.
No, not Bridgewater. I'm sorry. Winston, Jameis Winston. That's what I was talking about. I apologize. Thank you for correcting. But since we're correcting people, I'm Chris Newton and not Corey. All right, but yeah, I think we're going to get this win. I don't believe in their quarterback room. They drafted a quarterback out of Notre Dame with the fourth-round pick. I just don't like the quarterback room they have there. So I think we're going to get the win on national TV Thanksgiving again. And I guess we're going to go back over to the whole thing. But how many primetime games we have? 4?
4.
I thought we were going to have more than that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed in that before you all go in. But yeah, I think we're going to get a win on Thanksgiving again for the second year in a row.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Josh Allen is undefeated on Thanksgiving in a dome. I mean, he's already undefeated in Thanksgiving as it is, but throw in a dome, and I think this is a recipe for disaster for the Saints team. Josh Allen is going to be the same guy we saw against Dallas. He's going to put everything out there to win. He's had that taste of that turkey leg, and he wants it again. We win this game, especially without Breeze. That's been mentioned earlier, but without Breeze, it's a way different team.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with what both of you said, although I only heard the tail end of Newt's conversation there. I was in Dallas for the Josh Allen game, or as I call it, the Josh Allen game. But I was there. I saw it live, and the dude on Thanksgiving was lights out, and the dude in a dome, he just goes off. And this is one of my arguments for why we need a dome in Buffalo. And I know that's a controversial opinion. People think the weather gives an advantage. I prefer the dome. I'm a season ticket holder. I think the dome it's better. It's a controlled environment. You're always going to get the same playing conditions, which is good for the home team. Yes, the away team also gets that benefit. But I think this is a W. Another Thursday night. It won't be a shocker this time, though. It's not like when they upset Dallas. It won't be a shock the nation type win. It'll just be a win.
I agree with what I'm reading the chat. I agree with what Kyle was saying. Jameis didn't do anything last year. Hill didn't do anything last year. New Orleans lost their franchise quarterback, Drew Brees, who's been there for the last 20 years. The defense was not stellar. That team ran completely on offense, and I'm actually kind of stunned. I mean, minus it just being Thanksgiving, that this is a primetime game. Last year, Drew Brees versus Josh Allen, that'd have made sense. This year, I mean, give me the Detroit Lions, time slot, and we can go have our second helping of turkey and gravy and be asleep by 6. But instead, we got to stay up all night. No, Bills win.
All right. Landlord Matt has spoken. So that gets us out of Thanksgiving. Then we get the extended rest, which is rare. And we're going against the Patriots with extended rest, which is double rare. But, of course, Tom Brady's no longer there, so they don't get those advantages anymore. So that brings us to December 6th, just a little bit before Christmas, a couple of weeks before Christmas. Newt, is Christmas coming early?
I think we're going to split with them. You remember last year we were on the ropes against New England until Cam Newton was driving to win the game. The first game we played them, and then Harrison Phillips came up with the play, one of the plays of the year, in my opinion, when we got the strip tackle and we pulled it out. I think we're going to probably split with New England. They made a lot of additions this offseason. They spent a lot of money. I think that we're going to probably split with them. So I'll give us a win here. That'll put us at 9-3 for the season. So don't beat me up too bad. But I think the Patriots going to be improved. So somebody corrected me. It wasn't Harrison Phillips. It was Justin Zimmer. I'm sorry. It was Zimmer. But yeah, I think we're going to split there, and then we'll go 9-3.
Yeah, I'm excited for this game here. I mean, it's a different team. I remember predicting this last year and saying we have to prove that we can beat Bill Belichick. We've proved that. This is a team that can win this game. It's at home on Monday Night Football. That's an exciting game. And this is a game where a lot of Bills fans in the past would have circled as a loss guaranteed right off the bat. But this is not the same Patriots team of yesteryears. This is the Patriots team with a rookie quarterback at the helm. I don't think they are going to keep Cam Newton at quarterback, especially by this point in the season. I think they're at this point, if they have not already started their rookie quarterback, they're going to want to see what he's doing. So I think we come out and win this game.
So a hot take by Zach there. He is calling that Cam will be benched by this game. We'll see if he's right. I think once again, Cam is a big Zach's a big homer. So I'm gonna agree with Newt on this one. I think Newt said we win. I think we lose, but for some of the reasons that Newt mentioned. The last time we played the Patriots, it wasn't that close of a game, that first one. The second one was a blowout, but that first game, we got that Zimmer peanut punch, and that salvaged the game for us. I just think you can't sweep Bill Belichick twice in a row, and if you do, it proves that he is a total fraud and that Tom Brady was the only thing that made him. I'm just upset. I'm upset.
Calm down.
All right, Landlord Matt. Landlord Matt, you take this.
Calm down.
My blood pressure's going up.
I saved him, maybe. But I agree.
Oh
my God. No, Belichick was ran by Brady. Cam, he might be benched. He might be playing. Doesn't matter in this particular game. I was watching the game last year, the last game versus New England. And I mind you, I play DraftKings, and man, I had $500,000 pop up on my lineup because I watched the Bills so damn much, and I about had a heart attack. I thought they were going to hold on for my team. They did hold on for the win. I think they do the same thing here. But I'd love to win $500,000 off this matchup again this year. I mean, it'd be nice.
So I do want to pause here. So you're calling the W again. I want to pause here, take Adam's question. So Adam asked, if you're going to travel to one game, including Kansas City, which would you go to? I'll answer in my opinion. Obviously, so like KC, I'm gonna leave out of this because I've gone to so many KC games at this point that it's my head spins. I would say Nashville, and that's strictly based on the last time I went to Nashville. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. The number of Bills fans that were in that city, the total takeover, I've just never experienced anything like that. So Nashville, and then a close second would be New Orleans, because New Orleans, it's going to be on Thanksgiving. That's going to be fun as well. But I'm still going to say Nashville for me. What do you say, Zach? What's the game that you would go to?
Yeah, so I'm obviously going to choose Kansas City because it's like 45-minute drive down the road for me. But other than that, I think it's got to be Nashville. I mean, the atmosphere there, like you've mentioned, it's so great to get to go down there and go through all the bars, on rooftop bars before going out and enjoy the time with Bills backers all throughout the nation. I think it's going to be a big takeover. We've mentioned earlier in the show, they don't have any football fans in Nashville. It's all the traveling fans that go out there. So it's going to be interesting to see us fill that stadium with red, white, and blue. And it's going to be a good game to go to and enjoy it with everybody.
So cool. I'm going to butt back in here for a second before I get to you, Newt. I do want to say one thing, because Adam just said thinking of taking the wife and mother-in-law for Miami or Nashville. I will say Kansas City is the second best tailgating city I've been to. If you're coming for tailgating, it's going to be comparable to Buffalo.
Could not agree more.
So it depends on what you're looking for, but Nashville is going to be a much more like fun pre-party, in my opinion, and an after party if when they win. That's kind of how I feel about it. I'm gonna let Matt go for. Oh yeah,
I have him losing. So whatever that texture is there. Yeah, you don't want to go to Nashville. They're gonna lose that game because I had them losing. Even not as a real Bills fan, I'd go to Tampa Bay. I have family down in Tampa Bay. I'd love to stay with them. I know they were at the first Super Bowl for the Bucs back in the day. No idea what they did this past year. Loved it when we got to rub it in their face back in the day when we beat them in an NFC Championship. But that's where I'd head. I think it'd be a fun time.
All right, Newt, where would you go?
Well, it's the same thing. Like I said, talking about the Saints game, I'm planning on going to New Orleans for the Thanksgiving game. But like the landlord said, if I can't make it Thanksgiving, the next game I want to go to is at Tampa Bay, which is the next game we're about to talk. My in-laws live in Palmetto, Florida, about 30, 40 minutes from their stadium. It's going to be great weather. All right, leaving Virginia to go down there and get some good sun and get in the water while it's cold here. So that'll be a good trip too. And so I would probably, if it's not the New Orleans game, then I would be going to Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, what's your prediction on that Tampa Bay game while we're talking about it? You think we're going to win or are we going to lose that one?
Well, I think we're going to drop that one. Tampa Bay, the thing about Tampa Bay that makes it so curious is the fact that they got hot at the right time. During the season, no one would have probably, I know I didn't, I wouldn't have thought that they would be Super Bowl champs. But they got healthy and they got hot at the right time and made a run. I got us at 10-2 so far. I think this going to be one of those situations where I think we go on the road and win. Definitely. I just think that's just one of those games that we're going to just drop. Just because. And it ain't necessarily just because of Tom Brady. They're going to have a lot of confidence coming off a Super Bowl run. And I just think that's just going to be one of those weird games that you just drop. And it happens. I mean, think about this past year. There's no way we should have lost to Arizona. If you watch the game, we should have beat Arizona. But the Hail Mary to D-Hop. So that's just one of those weird games. Even good teams have one of those weird games. And I think the Tampa Bay game at Tampa Bay will be that game for us.
Yeah, I agree. I think the interesting thing here is the time of year as well to bring up. I mean, we're playing in December. It's not going to be as hot as we've seen when we were playing Miami earlier in the season. But I think this is a game we lose. They've got a pass rush that can do a whole lot. I'll be interested to see what our offensive line could do. If we got any of the rookies starting for us by this point, we'll see. Cody Ford has not done anything to impress me all too much, and it'll be interesting to see what that pass rush does to this team, and I think we lose this game.
All right, so I'm gonna disagree with both of you.
Okay.
And shame on you, shame on both of you. No, I'm just kidding. But I do think the Tom Brady revenge game is going to get hyped by the NFL, and I think the Bills are going to whoop them. I don't think it's going to be close. This is me with Pittsburgh last year. If you were all listening to this podcast this time last year, I predicted that we would beat the crap out of Pittsburgh, and we did. So you're welcome. But I believe Tampa Bay is not as good as they seem. They got lucky. They got lucky that they didn't face the Bills, the Buffalo Bills, in the Super Bowl, because we would have beat them. And I think we beat them in the regular season. Now, I'm sorry to disappoint some people. I don't think they make the Super Bowl again. So I don't think you're going to get your Tom Brady revenge Super Bowl. But I think the Bills beat them in the regular season. So, Matt, what do you think about the Tampa Bay game?
How dare you put down Tom Brady? How dare you? That man is a gem. Man is a gem that is. Remember, people, I'm neutral. He's going to lose. I think the Bills win. I really do. I think the Bills win.
And I didn't pay him to say this.
No, he did not. He did not pay me to say any of this. I watched the Bills last year. I watched everything that offense did. I know what they're capable of. I know when they had injuries, when they didn't. And they were a good enough team to, if I said they were a good enough team to win a Super Bowl last year, I think they're a good enough team to win a Super Bowl this year. And so what better way to show you're a Super Bowl winning team than to beat the Super Bowl champs and beat the Super Bowl champs at their home field.
I like it.
I think it's a great, feel, and I think it's going to happen.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
So the next game we got here is Buffalo North versus Buffalo South, Carolina. That's going to be a fun one for McDermott. I'm sure he's got this game potentially circled. Now, he's not going to treat it any differently in the locker room because that's not the type of coach he is. But I think he's going to want to come out there and win this game. What do you think, Newt?
I think we're going to get the win. Once again, right now I got us at 3 losses, so I think we'll get the win and move to 11 wins at this point. We're quite familiar with their program. We got a lot of their old personnel. I don't know if you saw it, but just slipping right now, the linebacker, he's moving over, and they're going to be assistant GM for him. He's leaving the Bills to go over to him. So we're quite familiar with each other. It's one of those situations. But once again, who's going to be quarterback? Is it going to be Sam Darnold, or they're moving on to somebody else? But regardless, I think we'll be able to get him. We got Darnold with the Jets, and I think very highly of Sam Darnold. I think he's a good quarterback, but I think it's one of those situations where we'll be able to get him. It's going to be a home game. If we were on the road, maybe I would think differently, but I think we're going to get our 11th win at this point.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think this is going to be a very, very Billsy win. I think we're going to come out, and it's exciting to use that as a positive term for once. I think we're going to come out like we did against the Rams, at least in the first half of the season. Sorry, landlord Matt, but
he doesn't like the Rams anymore.
I hate the Rams. You're fine.
Okay, but I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to come out there and we're going to put up a lot of points, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a game that I'm really looking forward to.
All right. So again, gonna agree with you. I like to dissent. I like to be the Ruth Bader Ginsburg of this group and dissent. Boom, RGB. Yeah, I went there. But I agree. I don't see a way that they lose to Carolina. Carolina's a decent team, but this being a home game, I'm going to give the edge to the Bills again. I think home field this year is going to be crazy. Like, I can't wait for that home opener. All that pent-up energy, I think that's going to be a W. Darnold's going to have some upgraded skill positions, but I think we've seen the best Sam Darnold can be, honestly. And I hate to say it. I was hoping the guy would be better, but I don't see him improving. And usually when guys move around, they don't improve. Matt, what do you think?
I kind of agree with almost everything you guys are saying. A little bit of I do, a little bit of I don't. Sam Darnold, I agree. great quarterback. I think the Jets shouldn't have given up on him as quickly as they did. You know, clearly the quarterback was not the issue there. They just suck all around. But then you got Christian McCaffrey. It's, you know what the guy can do. The guy can come up and score 5 touchdowns in a quarter on you. I think the Bills win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think it's going to be the one challenge the Bills face late in the season because, and I think they do take them lightly at this point. I think the Panthers are going to be kind of fighting for that playoff spot, while the Bills at this point are there. They know they're making it, and I think they're going to overlook them a little bit, and it might be a Tyler Bass walk-off field goal. It might be. I don't know. But I still have the Bills winning.
All right. Zach, what do we got next?
So next, we go to New England.
I think we're going to drop this one. It's going to be on the road. I think we're going to split with New England, like I said earlier. That will give us our 4th loss. With my tallies, that'll put us 3-2 in the division. So I think we're going to drop this one. I think New England is going to be, once again, good enough, especially towards the end of the season. They're going to be fighting for a playoff. I think because they weren't too far off this year. Miami will be there also, so I think it's going to be a Dolphin. I think we're going to split with them and drop this one for our fourth loss.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a game we lose. It's. I think I had us winning the first one. This one's in Foxborough. It's a little bit different. I think at this point we might potentially have some injuries and things of that nature. Which is, if we're going to have injuries, this is the time to do it because you're going to have a week or two to heal. But I think this is a game we lose. And I think it's the last game we lose of the season. So, spoiler alert, I'm picking the next 2 as wins. So, that's just my thought there.
All right. First of all, I'm very disappointed. Although I did pick the first New England game to be a loss. This is going to be a W, boys. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to take them to school, slap them around a little bit, let Bill know that we're still in charge in this division and that his little brother Tom's not there anymore to take control. And we'll split with the Patriots, but I think this will be the defining, hey, there's a new boss in town.
I told Randy earlier, this is a 2-loss team. And the only reason it's 2-loss team is because, 1, I picked Tennessee earlier, and 2, I picked the Jets earlier, if you were paying attention, in the final game of the season when none of it freaking matters. They're going to win this game. They're going to win the next game, and they're going to lose to the Jets. And this team's going to come in hot into the playoffs. And that's coming from a neutral standpoint.
So again, this man over here has not been a Bills fan since before I kind of forced him to watch games. So he is, as you can see by the outfit, he's relatively neutral. He's got the Bills t-shirt on with the KC hat.
Pure observation.
Let's see, Kyle here. Kyle says, I think we have a better shot of losing to the Finns than the Pats. I'm going to say 5-1 in the division. I love it, Kyle. I hope you're right. I have no idea. It's all crapshoot right now.
I don't disagree with that at all. But I said both. I said they're winning both Miami games. But yeah, if they're going to lose a division game, it's going to be to Miami. It's definitely not going to be the Patriots. Definitely not going to be the Jets. So,
all right.
You fill in the blanks.
Now, Corey believes that last game will be for a 1 seed with Kansas City. But before we get to that, Corey, we have a Jets game to predict. The second Jets game of the year. What do you got? Second Jets game. This one will be. Oh, I'm sorry. Falcons. This will be at home. What do you think?
I think we're gonna get this game. That was one of the games I enjoyed, man. I went to that brand new beautiful stadium of theirs down there when we beat them with Tyrod, which is one of Tyrod's best games to me. I was there. I had the cheap beer. They have cheap beer, cheap hot dogs in that beautiful palace. And we were A-Town stomping all over that stadium, man. Because it's funny going back and thinking back to that game. They really thought they was going to beat us. You know what I'm saying? They were doing well coming into the game. We were just the Billsy Bills. And as the game went on, man, they got people around us, man. Everybody's beautiful down there. You know, beautiful girls and handsome, jacked up guys all in shape. But I'm telling you, man, they were talking trash to me. Then after a while, they were sitting down, shutting up. And then I started getting a couple of those beers in me. Now I'm up here dancing and talking trash. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great experience down there a few years ago. I met the chefs. You know, the chefs were there. I got a picture with them. I'm sweating. I have my towel going. But yeah, anyway, getting back to the game, I think we're going to win this game. I don't believe in Matt Ryan anymore. I like their receivers, although I feel like we have the best receiving core in the league. I think they have one of the better ones also. But I don't believe in them, and I really don't believe too much in their division. To tell you the truth, going off of last year, I think we're going to get the win.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to win this game. This team is hot now. I know I just had them losing a game, but it was a game that I had to pick them to lose because it was New England, and it was in New England. But this team is going to win this game versus the Falcons. It's just going to happen. In the comments, it said Matt Ryan will be benched by then. And yes, 100% agree. He will be benched by then. And we're going to come out and win the game, no problem.
So while you just brought that W up, Matt said something hilarious to me.
You know what's going to be really funny is when Julio Jones scores 3 touchdowns for the Bills. What happens when Julio Jones is traded at the trade deadline and goes to the Bills, and we got Josh Allen throwing to him?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is
Wow.
Yeah.
I partially kid. Who knows what's going to go on with Julio Jones? But there is the fact that he is on the trading block. That entire team is going through a rebuild. Matt Ryan is not the future, and we know that. Julio Jones is still an absolute monster. And yes, as much as Stephon Diggs is the beast, the king of Buffalo, what better way to match up to the Chiefs than to have Julio Jones out there on the slot versus the Chiefs in the AFC Championship?
That has to take the bold prediction of the night. I agree with you, Corey. That's got to be the hottest take that we've had spit here tonight.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's one of those that, hey.
But if he's right, holy cow, we're going to come back to this video, and I will be posting it all over social media and saying we have Nostra Landlord Matt here.
This is sports talk radio. You say something. So I'll say it now. Julio Jones going to the Bills. And if I'm wrong next year, I'll act like I never said it. Maybe $5 million to do that too.
So I'm gonna pick a W here again. Same reason Matt said though. The Falcons are rebuilding. They're not a team that's ready to take on the Bills. And I would love to get down to that stadium, Newt. So maybe your boy's gonna be flying down to see you. But that stadium looks amazing, and I do hear they got cheap beer and cheap hot dogs down there. So I'm looking forward to that game. And that's the second to the last game. We have made it all the way. Corey's gonna buy you a case of Bud Light if that comes true.
Hey, I noticed that, man. You can tell that that's a St. Louis kid right there, man. He drinking Bud Light. And when I get with the Bills backers, man, I order Bud Light. But you know, you all in Buffalo. The guys in Buffalo Bills Mafia drinks LaBlasse Blue. So I remember, man, when I first got with they got me a bucket of LaBatt's at the sports bar, and I drink it. I almost fell out my chair, man. They was like, "What is this? This is like almost 20% alcohol."
Newt, you're gonna have to meet me and learn that I drink whatever the hell you put in front of my face. So,
hey, if it's wet, you drink it, right?
Sure. Are we talking beer still?
Oh man, hey, we're keeping the show PG. We're keeping the show PG here, folks. And last but not least, that brings us to the final game of the season, Week 18, which feels really weird to say. Week 18, the New York Jets in Buffalo.
I already told you mine.
It's going to be on now. Just to give you the date, this will be January 9th in Buffalo. So it could either be perfectly normal weather,
It's
or there
Jets.
could be 12 feet of snow. Who knows?
It's Jets.
Yeah.
I think going into this game, if you've been tallying my score, we're going to be 12-4. All right, so I think we're going to have the division wrapped up. At this point, we're going to be resting guys. But like you all said earlier on, we might lose this game because of that. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to have a repeat of last year, Week 16, when we beat Miami with my boy Matt Barkley. Big ups to Matt Barkley. I love you. I hope you land on his feet, whatnot, if we don't retain him. But I think this is going to be the Mitch. No, it ain't going to be. No, who is that? TJ Donahue? No, it's not going to be Jake Fromm. It's going to be Mitch Trubisky. He's going to come in, and because he's on a one-year deal. He's playing for another deal, and I think he's going to ball out. And I think it's going to be like the Miami game last year where our backups is going to come in and get the win. I think we're going to win this game, and we're going to finish the inaugural 17-game season. We're going to finish it 13-4. Okay? 13-4. So please, y'all, don't beat me up because it is. If you've listened to WGR, Sal, Capaci on those guys, they do pick the Bills in the morning, and people like, oh my God, if it's anything other than 17-0, people going to edge you and crucify you. That's still a great season, y'all. Get 13 wins again is still good. We can't be too bougie yet. We ain't made it yet. Once we win the Super Bowl, we can get a little bit more bougie. But 13-4 is still a great season.
Yeah, I think this is a game that we win with Trubisky. He's definitely going to be playing at this point. We're going to be resting Allen. We're going to be resting Diggs. We're going to be resting Beasley. We don't need Beasley playing on a broken leg, and we don't need Diggs playing with a torn oblique. So I think they're going to learn from their mistakes on that one and bench everybody. But I still think we come out and win this game.
I'm gonna agree that this game's gonna be meaningless, but I think the Bills take it with their backups. I just don't think the Jets are there. The Jets remind me of the 2004-05 Bills, who were just middling. I want to say it was 2004-05, the Trent Edwards Bills. And forgive me because I was still young back then. I was Zach's age in 2004. But I think we still win this one. Now, I did get a question in here from TJ about why did they draft Fromm. So I think they drafted Fromm with the same idea that you're saying, to be a backup. I don't think he is a trade player, but Mitch Trubisky is 100% a one-year rental, and Mitch Trubisky signed here to be the second string guy. He's going to be the backup. Fromm will probably be third string, and hopefully after this year can succeed Trubisky as second string, but I think the Bills want to keep Fromm as a backup quarterback. I don't think they want to trade him. I think they want him available for them. So over under is 10.5. So heavy money is on the over right now for this 13-4. Matt's got him. What?
This is not a 4-loss team. It's not. I have them at 2 losses as a neutral person to this entire season. And if you can scroll, I can't remember who asked it earlier or who said it earlier about the Chiefs, how that's gonna be. There you go, the number 1 seed. But so Corey, no, go back up.
No, well, it's on there. Sorry.
Okay, last game will be for number 1 seed with KC. Corey, I don't disagree with you that the number 1 seed will be versus KC. Unfortunately, where I think though I'm looking at KC's schedule. They get the Broncos the last week, and every year the Broncos, no matter how bad they are, seem to have that little fight against the Chiefs. And I understand it just growing up with growing up with Broncos fans in college and everything. I have there's no guarantee the Chiefs win week 1. There's no guarantee the Chiefs win week 2. I already have them losing week 5, so there's 1 loss. Between that, I see him kind of running the table, but that division has always been sneaky with the Chiefs, whether it be the Raiders, whether it be the Broncos. They're going to lose a game at some point that we don't quite expect. I see them being there, maybe a 2-loss team as well. I also have them as a 2-loss team. There might be 3, but yes, I agree that it's going to end up being Chiefs, Bills, AFC Championship. I told Dirty Randy last year after the Bills lost, I said, get used to this matchup because it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
And I was okay with that. And that brings us to basically we've wrapped the schedule here, folks. And as I'm so thankful to have some people following this. I was really worried that we were going to be on here and just have 0 people and just be like, oh no, this is sad. But we got some viewers, so I love it, and we're hoping to do more of these. This is my first time with video. I like to keep my anonymity here, so I've got myself masked here for now. We'll see how long that lasts. But Zach, I'm going to let you take over as far as I know we have a giveaway going on.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you be in charge.
I muted myself for a second because I was going through that. So I randomized everything. The winner that was drawn was Chris Cab at ATL Braves 528. So I haven't seen him in this chat, but we're going to also put this out on our podcast medium. And if he doesn't contact us by the end of the week, the next week we're going to go ahead and draw a new drawing. So everyone will be entered in again if he does not contact us. So congrats, Chris. Just get a hold of us DM via Twitter, and we'll go ahead and get that mailed out to you.
Now, he is an Atlanta Braves fan, so that's disappointing. But but Chris, definitely reach out to us. And like you said, so if he doesn't reach out to us, we'll keep this going. I'd like to get some more giveaways going. I'm not a wealthy man by any chance, but I do have a lot of Bill stuff I'd like to get rid of. Tony, thank you so much for listening all the way over out in Vegas. I mean, you're not that far from KC, but we appreciate it. So
thanks everyone.
Let's do more of these.
And thanks, Noop, for getting on and talking with us. It's always good having you on. You bring a fun insight. And I think you compliment well because you're a homer just like me. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on. And if you don't already, check out our podcast, the JBD Big Noop Show. Follow me on Twitter at @big_Noop, man. Check it out, man. I appreciate it.
Newt, we'll have to have a talk if you ever want to hear anything about the Rams and their whole situation.
Matt can go on for a while about it.
I'm game. I might not be sober for it, but it'll happen.
So,
ask the Arsenal fans how Stan Kroenke's going in European land.
Oh, so Tony Legends has a question, though. Before you go, where did we get that photo of Josh Allen? So I'm going to let you take this, Zach.
Yeah, so it's a local place in my small town in Missouri. I get them custom printed. If you want to go ahead and DM us, we can see if we can work something out, if I can get it printed for you and get your address and maybe figure out what it's going to cost to ship it to you, if anyone's interested in that.
So we do always end every podcast the same way. So as always, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Hey.